best bites forever.
Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, I'm making this strawberries and cream cheese stuffed French toast. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so now, and let's rock it out. I'm starting off by making a really simple strawberry sauce. So what I have going into my pan here is 3 sliced up strawberries. Here I have a 1/4 cup of water and 1/2 teaspoon of cornstarch, and I'm going to mix this together. This is going to act as a thickening agent for our strawberry sauce. You always want to dissolve your cornstarch into cold water so that you don't get lumps. See how nice and smooth that is? That's going to go right in there with my strawberries, along with a teaspoon of sugar. This is going to go onto the stove until it reaches a simmer, and then I'm just going to kind of mash it into a sauce. You could also drop it into your food processor if you wanted. To start my French toast, I cracked 6 eggs, and while I was cracking those, my sauce was cooking, and that is all that it took for it to cook. So this came up to a nice little boil, and I went over there and I just literally went like this to mash the strawberries, and now I have this lovely kind of strawberry syrup sauce going on. So I'm just going to put this over to the side and keep it warm for now. So next I'm adding in 1 3/4 cup of milk, and I'm also adding in 1/2 cup of cream. You can use 1 1/2 cups of milk and 3/4 cup of half and half if you happen to have it in the house. I usually use half and half, but I didn't have any, so I combined the milk and cream and made my own. So next is 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and just kind of sprinkle that in there. Going to stir this up. And now I'm ready to add my bread. So this is what I'm using. It's a brioche. You can use whatever kind of bread that you want. I love brioche and French toast. It's a very classic combination. So these are going right on in here. They soak it up pretty quickly, but you do want to give them an opportunity to kind of get all the goodness in there. French toast is kind of like a custard. It's more of a custard than like an egg dish. A lot of people just do, you know, the eggs and just a little splash of milk, but if you try it this way where it has a kind of higher ratio of milk, you're gonna find that it comes out really, really delicious. So I'm just going to let these soak for about 30 seconds, and then I'm going to move them onto my flat top. These do get pretty delicate because they fill up with the egg mixture, so the bread definitely wants to fall apart as you're doing this, but just be delicate, that's all. Be careful with them. I started the temperature at 300 and I've backed it off to 250. If you listen, you can hear that they do have a little sizzle going on. You want to kind of slow cook them so that they cook all the way through, because remember there is raw eggs in the middle. So I'm going to let these cook low and slow for a few minutes. So these have been cooking for about 7-8 minutes on the first side. You can see that it's kind of starting to look a little bit drier. The steam is coming through and cooking, you know, not just the underside but the top side as well. So this guy is looking a little less done. I'm going to leave him to last, but I want to go ahead and give this a little flip and see how he looks. It's gorgeous. Okay, so if you want to get a little bit of color on them, all you have to do is turn up the heat for just a minute or two, and you're definitely going to get that color. What I like to do is make French toast ahead of time, and I just said I was going to save him for last. I like to make French toast ahead of time and freeze it. So once you get this made, you can totally freeze it, and then in the morning when you're in a hurry and you need some breakfast, you can just pull these out and heat them in the microwave or in the toaster oven, and they come out really nice. I'm going to let these cook for about 7 more minutes on the other side. While these are doing their thing, I went ahead and softened a little piece of cream cheese, just enough to spread in between for my French toast. I'm also getting my garnishes ready. So I have these really pretty edible flowers, and you can buy these online, and if you happen to have a Sprouts near you, you can buy them at Sprouts. They look like this, and they sell them over where you would get like the spices in these kind of little containers. I also have some blackberries and strawberries. I'm going to quarter these, maybe half of them, I'm not sure yet, and we'll be doing whipped cream, of course. So here we are, like 7-8 minutes later. I am turning up my heat. I actually just turned up my heat to 325. I want to get a little bit of color. You can see that they're dry though on both sides. They're holding together, whereas before they were super, super delicate. But I'm going to leave this on here for like just a minute just to kind of brown the sides up. I'm going to flip them, get a little color on each side, and then I'm going to be ready to plate up. So I have my first piece of French toast here with the cream cheese spread onto it. I'm going to give it a nice little spoon of that really simple strawberry sauce that we made. You don't have to push that out to the edges because it will find its way out there. I'm going to put another piece of French toast, cream cheese also right on top. Another little spoon here of this. Put as much as you want. I'm just going to put a little dab because I don't want it coming out of the sides for my picture, honestly. So there is one more piece of French toast on top. Of course, I'm going to do a little bit of the strawberries on top. Again, just a little because I don't want them going all over the place on my picture. And let's go in with some whipped cream. And those beautiful little toppings that I have, I'm just going to kind of put these around on the plate and let them fall where they feel like going. Let's see, stick a flower in there, some berries. I don't want it to be like too froofy, too matchy-matchy, you know what I mean? I also have a little bit of fresh mint here that I did a chiffonade, and you know by now if you follow my channel that means little ribbons, so I have my little ribbons of mint going on. Almost forgot my powdered sugar, guys. It took my berries off of the top so the sugar wouldn't cover them. That's better. Alright, berries are going back on, right where they were. And of course, here is my plate up, all yummy and ready to eat. Hey, if you are not a subscriber already, go ahead and click on that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support and I love you so much. And that is it for now, guys. I will see you in the next video. Happy cooking, everyone.
BestBitesForever.com